Hey everyone, welcome to day 12. We have made it to the end of week 2 um, of our recovery journey, and we're going to be introducing bridge pose, which may be one that you're familiar with. In Sanskrit, it's Setu Bandha Shavangasana, and we'll be adding that to our practice. So come down to the ground. Today, we're going to really focus on that articulation with the floor and connecting with um, the mat as we go through all the postures that we have learned thus far. So when you're ready, find that comfortable seat, sit up nice and tall, settle into your breath. You may naturally begin that ujjayi breathing. Begin to lengthen your inhales, lengthen your exhales. Cultivating that energy. And then we'll slowly come to all fours, begin our cat cows as we have last all of our other practices previously, opening and pressing away from the earth, feeling the mat on every one of our fingertips. Pressing our feet into the mat as well, feeling the floor. Syncing up with the breath here. Awesome work. We'll bring the toes to touch, knees as wide as the yoga mat as we sink back into child's pose. Feeling the mat support us underneath our arms and our hands, the tops of our feet, our shins, as we settle in closer to the ground. Lengthening through the back. And then we'll press up to all fours and then roll onto our backs. Again, as always, feel free to kind of pause in this neutral spine, feeling all parts of the back supported by the mat, especially that low back area. We often kind of arch one way or the other. It doesn't always get to come in contact with the earth. So notice how that feels. Notice how supported you feel. And then we'll bring the knees in for knees to chest pose. Taking some slight movement here. We'll take 3 breaths here in stillness. Awesome. We'll bring our feet back down to the mat as we roll onto the left side, coming up to sit in Dandasana or staff pose. Really checking in with the backs of our calves, our hamstrings, sitting up nice and tall, rolling back through the shoulders, check in with the shoulders too. We can often hold a ton of tension in our shoulders. I know I am from just adjusting to life, carrying a baby. And so it's good to kind of bring those shoulder blades back as we inhale and sit up straight for this pose. Again, remember you're always welcome to bend your knees generously if that helps, or like we did yesterday, sit up on a pillow or a blankie. And then on your next inhale, we'll think up and over. Exhale, hinging at the hips, reaching forward, reaching for those toes. Again, it's never about you actually touching your toes if that's not available for your body right now, but it's about the motion and reaching towards it. Inhaling, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, bowing closer to the knees. Awesome. So we're gonna roll back onto the ground, but this time we'll come to lay on our stomachs. And then remember our Sphinx pose, we'll bring our elbows underneath our shoulder blades, palms out in front with arms parallel, and then pressing away from the earth as we kind of stretch through our shoulder blades. Sun is starting to set here, so got a little mood lighting. I'll flip on a light to see if that helps. There we go. We have light again. I was quite enjoying the sunset and the dark, dim lighting. Kind of sets the tone for recovery. Slow and mindful. I think also the darkness helps remind me that it's not about what I look like in these poses, but what it feels like. Awesome work. So on your next inhale, we'll kind of transition to puppy posture. So bringing the knees underneath the hips. Arms stay right where they are, and then we will sink back. Breathing through the back body. opening through the shoulders, the chest, the armpit chest. Sinking your chest closer to the earth with each exhale. One more breath here. Awesome work. We're going to press up to all fours and then we're going to flip back onto our backs. We'll come into our new pose, bridge pose. So again, we'll find that kind of flat back against the mat that we started for knees to chest pose. So all parts of our back, shoulder blades, our low back especially, is all touching the mat, flat with the mat. And we'll bring our heels just right behind kind of our hip points or our sits bones. And then we'll bring the palms of our hand to the earth. And then for this pose, I know often we've seen this in like workouts or things like that. And it can be very easy to just kind of like fling your body up. But the great part about this pose in yoga is that it really utilizes pressing your feet and your palms into the earth as we press up. And you're going to kind of imagine pressing your feet so firmly into the earth that it's almost your like knees or your shins that are pulling your hip up. All right. So when you're ready, on your next inhale, we will begin to kind of press into the earth with our feet, with our hands. We'll lift our hips up to the sky. So again, this doesn't need to be over exaggerated. You don't need to be like basically on your neck, but just imagine kind of pushing your shins forward, pressing all corners of your feet and your palms into the earth. That is kind of what holds this bridge pose. And then you can look straight up to make sure that you're not crunching in the neck. Connecting to that big belly breath. I kind of like this posture because you can really see like your breath kind of fill as you inhale and then leave you as you exhale. It's a good check-in with the breath. We'll do 3 more breaths here. And then exhale, we'll lower all the way back down to the ground. Awesome. And then when you're ready, we'll roll back onto our left side, pressing up, coming into that comfortable seat that we started in. Bringing our feet in, sitting up nice and tall. Awesome work, guys. You have made it 2 weeks starting your recovery journey, building on our breath, coming into more floor movements and feeling that foundation or that stability that comes from the floor. This work is just so awesome and so difficult all at the same time. So I thank you so much for coming and for carving out this time for yourself and joining me on my recovery journey as well. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Namaste.